Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well. Here's your boys Al here, back again with another Warframe development report reaction. And before we get started with this one, I just want to say that the community tab really has been just amazing. I'm so happy I had this. I am so over the moon with this. Okay, I mean, look, I've asked you guys this week, what do you want to see in terms of a Warframe gameplay video? Either patient zero quest and going through errors, farming my first prime Warframe, or begin to look into the railjack. So far, beginning to look into the railjack is at 57% of the vote. We usually get roughly about 26-27 votes depending, so I'm going to leave this for another day because patient zero quest, it could catch up. Who knows, but definitely one of those two is going to happen very soon. It might have even come out before this video or probably after it. I'm going to go with after it because I haven't even begun filming that yet, because as I say, we're going to leave that for another day. But exciting things on the horizon. We're obviously reacting to the Warframe development report Mesa, which I'm looking forward to. I think, who was it? Somebody said something. So yeah, it was Noah Seahorn on the Valkyr development report, which, by the way, if you haven't seen that one, I'd go and check it out. It was a good one. It was one of my favorites. I'd definitely have a look at it. I'm sure most of you have if you're watching this video. But what you said was, what you need to watch next is Mesa. You'll love the voice actor for this one, and you'll get to find out some of the security the Empire used to keep an entire system at bay. Now that sounds pretty interesting. That sounds like something I need to watch. It's a short one. I think it's the shortest one we have reacted to, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, pretty short. It's 7.5 minutes. So 7.5 minutes long. So let's... Oh, hello. Alright. So let's watch this one. Let's get into it. This is going to be good. I'm looking forward to it. Warframe development report Mesa. Let's get straight into it. Let's see what this is all about. And yeah, can't wait to see your comments on this one.
Commencing entry. Greetings. I identify myself as Warrant Officer Rigel, giving testimony regarding report publication of our widely used Mesa platform. I've been protecting and enforcing Orokin law throughout the system for as long as I can remember. And I still have...
I like what they're doing here. So they're doing it... This isn't like a Archimedean. This is Warrant Officer Rigel's giving testimony regarding
report publication of our widely used Mesa platform.
So that's interesting. I like that this is a little bit different to what we're used to. This is cool.
I've been protecting and enforcing Orokin law throughout the system for as long as I can remember. And I still haven't acquired a taste for these damn tin suits. We enforcers feel undermined, to say the least, because we've been faithfully continuing the job our fathers and their fathers have been doing for countless star cycles now. And from what I recall, the only people that wanted these automatons of war to be made are the damned Council of Seven. What we do ain't easy. Not all of us return home. Not all of us are remembered. We shed blood for the Empire. And what do we get as recompense? An unfeeling abomination designed to take our place. I can't... Never mind.
I mean, it makes more sense, no? Surely you would be happy about this. Maybe I'm wrong, but surely you would be happy about this. If you're losing men and what you do isn't easy, then maybe sending something that's a little bit more automation. Yeah. Describes a wide range of technologies that reduce human intervention in processes. Now, if you can send something in that has no feeling, and that can probably get the job done with a lot less collateral to your side, and probably done a lot more efficiently than a human, because there is a lot of mistakes that can happen with the human mind, with a human soldier.
Allow me to begin. File number, Uniform, Oscar, Foxtrot, Papa, Foxtrot, TAC 022. Designation, Mesa. The Orokin Empire is, as we all know it, above all else within its territory. Even with that in mind, the amount of colonies we occupy makes it a challenge to ensure each of them are protected from threats, whether they're internal or external, while also enforcing Orokin law within and throughout Empire-owned space. Although the Empire has established countless security details in order to solve this constant problem, they have decided to implement a better solution. And so, the Council ordered a new platform to be put together, with one single purpose in mind: to become the new peacekeepers and harbingers of Orokin authority. Attribute number 1, Cartridge. The Mesa platform was created with the intention of being equipped with small arms weaponry, since the point of them was security, not warfighting.
I also like the way they've done this again. Like with Valkyr, the way that they did the attributes was very good, the abilities. The way they've done it this way is, again, really good. They're not just listing them off, it's a part of the story, which I think is quite cool. I think that's what Rahetalius tried to do with the others. But there was a very direct and very, identifiable disconnect between the story and the attributes, which kind of took away from it. And I think a couple of you obviously agreed with that. And I got to a point where I said, is it worth me reacting to the attributes part? Because there was just a disconnect to what I was reacting to prior. You guys obviously wanted me to carry on. I have done. It's a good thing I did it on Valkyr, because I actually loved that one. And this one again, amazing.
Because of this, the brainiacs over at the engineering department decided to play around with the internals of the baseline Mesa hardware. And as a result, the Mesa platform on average performs 25% better when utilizing sidearms over any other type of weapon. Operators tend to stick to simple weapons, such as pistols, when it comes to making the most out of the Mesa platform, but that doesn't mean there's no variance. By scanning the aerodynamics of its fired projectiles and implementing trajectory data, the Mesa platform can formulate the perfect shot, amplifying potential damage to its intended target with the next trigger pull. Additionally, the Bullseye supplementary module can piggyback off of this data collection, allowing the next fired shot to apply lingering damage based on the elemental alignment of equipped weaponry. And trust me, this sounds cooler than it actually is. Attribute number 2, Twirl. One of the reasons why the Council gave the task of law enforcement to its Warframe project was because less manning was required. Normally, a single planet colony demands at least 850 security men at all times. Under the Mesa project, a team of 4 operator-led Mesa platforms could perform the same task.
Exactly.
Biomechanical nightmares never get tired, regardless. The Mesa platform possesses the ability to deploy 2 miniature satellites, a primary and a secondary. The primary satellite follows and supports the original Mesa by temporarily removing the safety parameters of its arsenal. I should clarify here, the parameters aren't for the safety of the operator, they're for the safety of whatever is unlucky enough to have a Mesa come after them. The primary satellite also protects the original Mesa by traveling to the nearest hostile target and disabling them for a short period every second or so by applying a non-lethal pulse of energy. Enemy weaponry becomes internally warped, and enemy combatants become temporarily confused. Simple, but effective. Meanwhile, the secondary satellite does the same, but for another member of Mesa's active team. Given the benefits it grants for both parties, there's no reason to not have it active when needed. The Flash supplementary module is also available, which allows both the primary and secondary satellites to collect charge based on how many enemies the active Mesa operator has slain. Once the limit has been reached, the next fired projectile will cause the respective satellite to emit a luminous flare, blinding any nearby hostile targets. I must say this is quite handy for those few who consistently have issues with hostiles being too close for comfort. Attribute number 3, Shroud. Protection for the platform itself is always a necessity. With that, the Mesa platform is capable of generating a field of kinetic-resistant plating, which absorbs the force of incoming attacks and substantially reduces potential damage to the platform. When used in combination with the shield module, the plating becomes able to reflect the absorbed damage back onto its respective sources at various angles, causing them to stumble based on where they've been struck. I despise these platforms as my replacement, but even I must concede that this is a nifty trick. Attribute 4. Standoff. Every peacekeeper needs something to fall back on when diplomacy is out of the question. The Mesa platform is no different. In the case of potentially being ill-equipped or simply being robbed of its equipment, each Mesa platform is given 2 standard-issue pistols, dubbed the Regulators. A bit of a sick joke, given that their intended usage was to regulate disorder. Unlike traditional weaponry, the Regulators don't require traditional ammunition, instead operating by drawing power from the Mesa platform's own systems. On top of that, just like the cartridge attribute, the Regulators are capable of collecting projectile data over the course of being used, which allows the Mesa platform to gradually increase its potential damage output over the course of firing the Regulators. It's important to note that because the Regulators draw from the power of the Mesa platform itself, every time the Regulators are in use, the Mesa platform temporarily loses the ability to move for its own safety, because otherwise the energy draw would be too great and could cause an internal system meltdown. So, for the sake of operator safety and balancing the usage of the Mesa platform's power, mobility is lost when the Regulators are in action, unless the Waltz module is activated, which overrides this feature. Operators wishing to make the most of this platform should consider installing the Waltz module in addition to anything that can boost the strength of Mesa's systems, while at the same time keeping power costs at a reasonable level. And so, this concludes my testimony and my last day as an enforcer. Damn the council. Closing entry.
Damn the council. Damn the council. Wow, I bet he didn't live too long after that statement. But wow, this was a really good development report. Again, a really good one. Wasn't too much story, but I think some of the story was sort of intertwined with the attributes, which was quite nice. It's interesting to hear, 850 enforcers on a planet in order to colonize it. On the grand scheme of things, that's still an impressive number. What is 850 to a planet? Nothing, right? So the fact that 850 enforcers were needed to colonize a planet, that's pretty cool. Or to keep order on a planet, whilst with the Mesa platform only 4 Mesa platforms or Mesa Warframes were used per planet, which is crazy. That's a lot of layoffs, but it's also a lot less deaths. And what I wanted to just quickly discuss is I find it interesting that in a way this correlates directly to real life as well. I mean, we have so much, and I might just be going off on a tangent here, so feel free to fast forward, okay? But, the world is becoming so much more dependent on tech, and tech is able to do stuff that any human can't do or can do, but much more efficiently. Let me reword that. Tech is able to do things that your average human probably can't do, and it can probably do it a lot more efficiently than someone who can do it. The only downside to tech is there's no conscious, right? So with human soldiers, if you throw human soldiers in combat to each other, there's some kind of relation between the two parties. There's remorse, regret, there's emotion, right? Emotion. A lot of soldiers, when faced with the prospect of having to shoot a child or to shoot a non-combatant, can make the choice to go, actually, I'm not going to shoot that person because they're not a threat. A machine, technically, can probably be made to, code upon code upon code within these systems, the same as the Warframe, where it can probably differentiate what's a threat and what isn't. But what happens if that goes wrong? That could be quite catastrophic. And if it does go wrong, was it worth the fact that whoever this mechanical thing was replacing them being alive and healthy at the cost of maybe a non-combatant dying or something going drastically wrong. But hey, it's fine because at least it happened with who we were at war with rather than us, right? Tricky one. It's a tricky one, and I think the good thing with Mesa and the Warframes is, and I can't remember who it was, but it was in one of our Lavarian reactions. I'm going to need to go back onto my channel to check it, because I cannot remember who it was. Let me just have a look here. Neja, yes, that was the one. Yeah, so that was the one where it looked as if a Warframe had some kind of compassion in saving the children, right? Like it came down and protected them when they were running at Corpus or Grenier or something like that. So, in a way, these machines can, the Warframes were able to feel. They could feel, and they could show some sort of compassion to non-combatants. So, although he's moaning that, this thing is taking his job, essentially, it probably is more efficient. And I imagine it knew what it was doing, and the fact it does have an operator controlling it, it's, should share the same emotion, I would think. But no, really, really good. Really, really nice development report. I'd like the bit at the end there where it said, damn the council. Like, he's not surviving past that statement. Like, once this testimony is brought up, he's dead. Like, no one goes against a council of 7. So that's quite cool. The voice actor was really, really cool. Again, another really, really good development report. And actually, I think I prefer them being a little bit shorter. Only because I think if you're sitting through 10 minutes of story and you have 4 minutes of attribute, you're a bit like, But so far I've enjoyed every single one of these. They've been really, really good. Alright guys, let me know what you think of that reaction. I hope you have enjoyed. Leave a comment below and which development report you want to see next. I'm not sure how many we got left, but let me know what you want to see. Let me know if you agree with whatever the hell I was just rambling about, because I'm confused myself now, so God knows. And I'm sure my editor is also trying to piece all this together. But hey, once I go on a tangent, I just tend to let it out. Alright, but yeah, thank you very much for watching guys. Let me know what you want to see next. You're going to see a lot more community posts, you're going to see a lot more videos. This week's going to be a good week. We're going to have some good videos for you. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, and bye bye.